Most of the people must have heard about the veto power, president's veto power. Let us talk about what types of veto power does Indian president have. So let's start our journey. First thing, veto power. There are 4 types of veto power. First one, absolute veto, qualified veto, suspensive veto, and pocket veto. Let's start with absolute veto. Like I already mentioned, Indian president have 3 types of veto powers. So first, absolute veto. What is absolute veto? First thing, when president uses its power, let's suppose Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha pass the bill. When passed, it's sent to the president. Now the bill is in the hand of president. He give assent. It will become act. When president gives his assent, then bill becomes the act. So what is the difference between bill and act? Until the president do not sign the bill, that is bill. When the president signs on a bill, it became that act. So presidents have many powers, like he got the bill, he signed on it, then it becomes act. Then second thing, he rejects the bill, like he withholded assent, and the bill ends. Bill ends like bill is dead now. When this condition happened, like suppose that Congress is in power. Congress passed a bill and it sent the bill to the president, but Congress government dissolved, like parliament dissolved, and after that BJP government came in power. BJP government came in power and it said to the president that we don't need this bill, please withhold assent, like reject the bill. So president will reject the bill. So it is called the absolute power. So rejecting bill or withholding the assent of the bill is called absolute power, absolute veto. So it is not a discretionary power of president. Discretionary power means like president has to work on the advice of the parliament. The second power, suspensive veto. What is suspensive veto? Sending back a bill which can be overridden by the legislature with an ordinary majority. First thing, sending back a bill, like parliament passed the bill and sent to the president. So president send back the bill for the reconsideration. So after reconsideration, they will amend it or not. It really doesn't matter. Parliament send back the bill to the president. President has to sign the bill. President has to sign the bill. President don't have power to reject again, to reject it or send it back, because the suspensive veto can be used only once. So for the recommendation, president can send a bill to the parliament. So it is called the suspensive veto. What suspensive veto? Like when president send back the bill to the parliament for the reconsideration, it is called as suspensive veto. It is discretionary power. Like this power is discretionary. President has the power. It is on the president's will whether he want to send back the bill or not. And third thing, before that, let's know one more thing. Like in 2006, Congress government passed a bill, Office of Profit Bill 2006. So Dr. Kalam was the president of former president. He was the president at that time. So he used a suspensive veto and sent back the bill to the parliament, but without amending the bill. Parliament sent back the bill to the president. Then he made a remark. He said that it is one of the hard decisions that I took in my life to sign on this bill. So second thing, this is the discretionary power of president, and this is suspensive veto. And third thing, pocket veto. It is very interesting. Pocket veto. And so Lok Sabha and Raj Sabha, like parliament, pass the bill, it send to the president. So now president is not taking any action. Parliament says, sir, look at the bill. But he's like, wait, I have a lot of work. I am watching a Korean movie. I am just cooking. Let's give me time. I don't have much time right now. So give me a time. I will see it and tell my decision, or send back, or sign the bill. So it is pocket veto. Like not like USA's president's pocket veto. In USA, pocket veto, president's power to pocket veto is limited. He has to send back or reject the bill. But Indian president don't have any limit. There is no limit for Indian president to act on the pocket veto power, like to act on the bill. He can use the pocket veto. So there is just one example of using of pocket veto in India, and that is in 1986, Gyani Jail Singh. Gyani Jail Singh used the pocket veto. Like in 1986, Rajiv Gandhi government, Rajiv Gandhi was the Prime Minister of India. So Parliament passed a bill, Indian Post Office Amendment Bill 1986. So it sent to the president. The president was Gyani Jail Singh. So Gyani Jail Singh took no action. Like he is like, wait, I'm doing something else. I'm watching something, or something, doing something else. I have much more important work than it. So what one thing, he took no action. So it is in his pocket. Like it's in his pocket. Whether he want to use it, want to sign it, or want to reject it, he will decide later. And nobody is going to ask him why he is pending this bill. So sometimes it is said that the Indian president's pocket is way much larger than the USA's president's pocket. So but let's talk about something a little bit. What is Indian Post Office Amendment Bill 1986? What is the main reason that he didn't sign? So Indian Post Office Bill, like you sent a letter through Indian Post Office to anyone. So presiding officer, whoever is the presiding officer of that post office, has the right to read your letter, to store it. He did not, without telling you the reason, or without telling you that he is not going to send your letter on the ground of any ground. You just don't know. National security reason, something like that. But you even will not know what is the reason. So he know that if I will use the suspensive veto power, so Parliament must have returned to him. But very cleverness, he used pocket veto. And again in 1989, for that time president, I think Rangarajan, sent the bill to the Parliament. Then Parliament rejected the bill. So the bill ends there. So one thing is clear, that suspensive veto and pocket veto is the discretionary power of the president. He, as its own will, uses the power of suspensive veto and pocket veto. So it's all about pocket veto, not like there is a term there are some exceptions. Like first exception is money will. In money will, president has to give his assent. He cannot use suspensive or pocket veto. It is mandatory to him to sign on the money will. And the second exception is constitutional amendment bill. It is obligatory to the president to sign on the constitutional amendment bills. Previously, like in constitution, it was not already, but it was like constitutional amendment bill obligatory made obligatory with by adding it it was added by 24th Amendment Act of 1971. So it was not in the constitution, it was added by the 24th Amendment Act of 1971. So we have missed one power, like qualified veto. So there is a thing like we have this suspensive veto, qualified veto and suspensive veto. There is a minute difference in suspensive veto and qualified veto, but in India president don't have qualified veto power. So there is a reason, like qualified veto. What is qualified veto? Qualified veto is sending back the bill which can be overridden by the legislature with a higher majority, special majority. And in suspensive veto, sending back a bill which can be overridden by the legislature with an ordinary majority like simple majority. So simple majority is 50% of present and voting. In the parliament, in the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, 50% of the present and voting. Like there are 500 members and 400 members are present, and out of 400 members 300 members voted. So out of 300 members 151, more than 50%, even it is 151 will be the simple majority. And in qualified veto we need higher majority, like special majority, 2/3 members of the present and voting, and more than 50% members of the parliament, of the house, whichever the house, upper house, lower house, 50% of the members. So qualified veto is, in qualified veto the bill can be sent back to the president when it is passed by a higher majority, like special majority. It is used in USA, and India we use suspensive veto. Indian president have suspensive veto. This is all about veto powers. So even if you like the video, like it, share it, or subscribe it if you like it. So I think everybody should know about some features of Indian Constitution, because it is the basic thing, and each and every law in our country gets its power through our Constitution. So it's very important to each and every person to know our right, know our Constitution a little bit. Some basic things we should know about it. So thank you very much.